UB.net presents Poker Tonight. Coming up, the European Poker Tour season wraps in Monte Carlo with a grand final field 4 times the size of the WPT Championship. Is the EPT the real World Poker Tour? Andrew Lichtenberger passes the $1 million mark in lifetime earnings at just 22 with a victory at the WSOP circuit at Caesars Palace. We get our heads straight with poker mindset coach Sam Chauhan. Sebok reveals his top WSOP value tournaments. Mike the Mouth Matusow joins us in studio and goes on the clock. And Dana Workman breaks down the latest buzz in P2N Online. All coming up right now on Poker Tonight. Thank you for joining us on Poker Tonight. I'm Scott Huff alongside Joe Sebok. Furniture is firmly bolted down in studio as Mike the Mouth Matusow joins us later on. But for now, let's go to the unbluffable Dana Workman to tell us what's coming up in P2N Online.
Thanks, Huff. We have another epic 2+2 thread to cover this week, plus your mailbag questions all on P2N Online.
Thanks, Dana. The European Poker Tour Grand Final wrapped last week in Monte Carlo with another monster field. 848 players found 10,600 euros for a chance to take their shot at the EPT's biggest prize. And while Nick Schulman, Lex Veldhuis, and Chris Moneymaker all went deep, the final table was void of recognizable marquee names. In the end, it was Nicholas Chouidi of Lebanon who banked 1.7 million euros, or roughly $2.3 million for the victory, defeating Joseph Klinger heads up for the title. Klinger, for his part, collected just over $1.3 million. Poker Tonight and Poker News correspondent Gloria Balding was there to talk to Nicholas after his big win. Gloria?
Hey, Huff, I'm here with the winner of the EPT Grand Final in Monte Carlo, Nicholas Chouidi. Now, you came in the day as the chip leader. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that you wouldn't win?
No, I was like, I have the confidence to win this because I have like a big chip lead and the other were short. But you never know, it's poker. I've seen many final tables with the chip leader coming and losing like 5th or 6th or 4th maybe. So I was like, I want to try my best to win it, and that's what I did. To play my best poker and get lucky in a couple of hands and to make it.
Yeah. Now, how is this money going to change your life?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change my lifestyle. Okay, it's a huge amount of money, but I'm gonna be as I am, and the same old Nicholas. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. I can't think of a better guy for it to happen to. You had fans the entire time. Thank you so much. I'm Gloria Balding with PokerNews.com for Poker Tonight.
Thanks, Gloria. Now, Siebes, another successful EPT season is in the books.
100%.
I think you can safely say that the Grand Final slaughtered the WPT Championship here.
In numbers.
Now, I think, as far as dollar signs go, you have to look and say the EPT seems to be eclipsing the World Poker Tour, but is it eclipsing it in prestige at this point?
I think it's a bit of a tough question. I think you're absolutely right in terms of numbers, players, certainly dollar amounts. The EPT is skyrocketing. You can't argue that point at all. But when you see guys like David Williams win the WPT Championship, what does he say? This has always been a dream of mine. This is something I've always wanted to do. And I don't really hear that from the EPT side yet. Of course, keep in mind the WPT has been around for a few years. EPT is still young, so it still has time to catch up.
Maybe you just don't understand the language they're speaking in when they tell you it's been a dream of mine. You have to learn all the different languages.
It's tough. It takes time.
Which would you rather have, an EPT title right now or a WPT title?
You know, I think it's the same argument. I mean, it really boils down to when I came up, the WPT was sort of the big poker tour after the World Series, of course. They're all fighting for second. I think we all understand that. But it was something that you always wanted was a WPT title. The money is over on the EPT side, but I think from a prestige point, I'd rather have that win, the WPT, to be honest with you right now.
In other EPT news, Victor Blom, a.k.a. Isildur One, made an appearance at the $25,000 Euro buy-in high rollers event. Seated at the same table as Tony G, the not-so-mysterious anymore Swede actually was among the chip leaders early on before flaming out just before the money bubble. The high roller event brought in a record field of 113. Tobias Renkenmeyer of Germany defeated the stacked field to take the title and 956,000 euro or $1.2 million first-place prize. This is Renkenmeyer's second high roller final table of the year, having placed 6th at the NEPT Caribbean Poker Adventure in January. Renkenmeyer defeated World Poker Tour winner Olivier Bousquet heads up for the title. NEPT Venetian winner Tom Marchese continued his recent good run, finishing 4th. Sorel Mitzi came in 6th. High-stakes online player Luke Schwartz finished 9th. And 2009 November 9er Antoine Sout came in 11th. Now, Joe, nearly 900 players register for the EPT Grand Final main event, a record field of 113 for a 25,000 euro high roller event. Is the poker economy finally recovered?
I hope so. I mean, we all want the same thing, of course, and it's so great to look at the EPT and see those numbers blow up. It kind of takes your mind off the fact that, you know, maybe just in the United States things have slowed down a little bit, but worldwide, poker is getting bigger and bigger. Professional poker is getting bigger and bigger. A lot of people are pointing towards this year's WSOP to finally make a decision. Are we going to come out of this sort of lull? I don't necessarily want to do that because the WSOP is always huge, but these numbers can only get you excited. It can only get you pumped up. So hopefully the poker economy is kicking now.
Well, regardless, certainly no shortage of poker action around the world. A field of 150 players turned out for the World Series of Poker circuit event at the Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. 22-year-old Andrew Lichtenberger captured the title and just over $190,000. Lichtenberger finished in 18th place at last year's World Series of Poker main event, but the circuit ring marks his first major title of his young career. Impressively, the win also pushes him over the $1 million mark in lifetime tournament earnings. Dan Cassetta finished second for $114,800, and multiple bracelet winner Brock Parker came in third for over $73,000. Finally, let's take a look at the Sunday major winners. On Sunday, 6,783 entrants competed in PokerStar's first Scoop event. $200 buy-in yielded a first-place prize of over $200,000, which was taken down by Dante's 11. Full 140586 earned over $140,000 for second place. The Full Tilt F-Tops main event took place with 4,534 entrants. There was a five-way chop at the top, with Curbinator finishing first for over $327,000. Apalma finished second, but walked away with the most with over $342,000. Multiple bracelet winner Brock Parker finished sixth for $99,000. And the UB200K guarantee, Gettin' Daisy grabbed first, defeating a field of 980 to earn just shy of $45,000. Lockdown Tex came in second for almost $27,000. When we come back, as part of our ongoing World Series of Poker preview, Joe Sebok right here will reveal his top 3 value tournaments. Dana Workman will dish the latest dirt on P2N Online, and Mike the Mouth Matusow returns to the studio to go on the clock. More poker tonight after this. Stay tuned. Poker Tonight is brought to you by UB.net. Raise, stack, own. Welcome back to Poker Tonight. Scott Huff alongside Joe Sebok. Now, Joe, the World Series of Poker is less than a month away.
It's coming.
56 events being played at this year's World Series, ranging in buy-in from $1,000 to $50,000. Most people can't afford them all. What are the best value tournaments at the World Series of Poker this year?
Well, the first question that every player has to ask themselves is, how big is your bankroll? Now, if it's not as big, you know, as professional players, as most of you guys out there, it's not going to be, the first tournament you should look in is the $1,000 buy-in. Okay, the no limit hold'em. This is sort of literally when the poker gods invented the term document. This is exactly the event that they were talking about. Tons of players. First place is going to be astronomical. So take a look at this event first. Now, let's take a look at the $5,000 buy-in 6-max event. Now, this is for you online players out there. A lot of live players don't actually play shorthanded very often, so this is an event that you're going to have a big advantage. So get into this event, take control, really get after these guys, because honestly, they just don't play 6-max very often. And then the granddaddy of them all, of course, the $10,000 buy-in main event at the World Series of Poker. You cannot beat this tournament for anything in the entire world every single year. There's more value in this than anything else. The most players, the most money, the most prestige, you just can't get away from that. So if you can scrape together the money, or if you can satellite your way in, you want to play that event.
Well, yeah, satellite's obviously the most ways to win your way in. Also, right. You can do it online. You can do it right there at the World Series of Poker. A lot of ways to make your way in. Now, you know my game. We've played a lot together throughout the years. Where is my money best spent at this year's World Series?
Monopoly, maybe? Risk? Something like that?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Now let's go to Dana Workman for your mailbag questions in P2N Online. P2N Online is brought to you by Poker Pro Magazine, your best bet. Dana?
Thanks, Scott. As always, P2N Online lets you know what's trending hot in poker on the web. The 2+2 forum managed to produce yet another epic thread this week, and it all started with this clubpoker.net picture of Phil Ivey. Well, now, that's creepy, but then there's this one. Okay, well, that's different. However, this was probably our favorite. Doug Lee never gets old. Moving on, many a pro attended the Kentucky Derby and its parties, and thankfully they lived to tweet about it. Phil Hellmuth commented, "After Julep Ball, my group of 16 hit VIP parties and danced, then hit White Castle and bought food for 9 cars in a row. Random act of kindness." Phil, is it still a random act of kindness if you announce it to your 35,000 followers, or is it just bragging? Milfy Beth Shack sent out this pic and asked, "Can 2011 possibly be better?" Apparently, Beth is having such a good year being single, she thinks it's next year already. And finally, we get to our viewer mailbag. And this week, we have a question for Mr. Sebok from @DuctTape19 via Twitter. If @JeffMatson has ace queen, what should I do? Sebes?
The truth is that when Jeff Madsen has anything, you should move in. So the answer is all in.
Well, that's all we have for P2N Online this week. To submit questions to future mailbags, make sure to visit us at PokerTonight.com, our Facebook fan page, or Twitter.com/PokerTonight.
Thanks, Dana. When we come back, Mike the Mouth Matusow joins us in studio, coming up on Poker Tonight. Poker's biggest tournament, the World Series main event, is just around the corner, and UB.net wants to send 5 of our Poker Tonight viewers there to compete for a shot at poker immortality. To get in on the action, simply go to UB.net and sign up for a new account with the Poker Tonight referral code. You'll then receive an entry to one of our satellite tournaments for a chance to play in the main event final qualifier on June 6th. Finish in the top 5 of the final qualifier, and you'll be on your way to Vegas with UB.net picking up the tab. While there, you'll get access to all the UB.net parties and a personal training session with either Phil Hellmuth or Annie Duke. So head over to PokerTonight.com now for all the details, and hopefully I'll be seeing you at the main event this summer. Welcome back to Poker Tonight, brought to you by UB.net. We're now joined in studio for the second time by Mike the Mouth Matusow. Mike, thanks for coming in, man.
What's up, guys?
Mikey, how are you?
Good, man.
It's always great to have you on the show because we can kind of ask you about anything, and you never hold back. So there's a few things I want to just start off right off the top, find out what you think about them. Number one, all these women winning open events. Is it the year of the woman, and what is your over-under for the World Series of Poker on bracelets by female poker players?
That's not a serious question, is it?
How can you say it's not a serious question? We've got Vanessa Zelf, took down an EPT.
Yeah.
Right? Annie Duke took down the NBC Heads Up.
Dominating. Let's analyze the hands that, like, all these people get their money in on and miracles roll off.
So you're saying it's definitely not the year of the woman. These ladies are getting lucky.
Come on, man. I mean, Liv Bourret opened with the 7-deuce offsuit. Was up against aces, hit runner, whatever. Come on,
man. That's part of poker, Mike. You get lucky to win. You can't deny the fact that this year, more than other years in the past, women have come to play. They're winning open events. Ty Stewart of the World Series of Poker predicted 3 bracelets. I'm asking you for your call. What do you think?
3 bracelets?
Over under 3 bracelets by women in open events. Yeah.
How about my over? I'll put the over under on 1/2. You could take.
So 1 bracelet takes the win.
Yeah, you could bet either side with me.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Maybe we can set you up with Ty when the World Series rolls around and get a bet going.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If 3 women win a bracelet at the World Series of Poker, I will run naked down the strip, okay, with a camera behind me. You heard it by me.
And that's a free roll.
Win open bracelet.
3.
Free roll. That's a free roll. I don't have to put up anything.
Yeah. Ain't go 3 women.
And I don't have to show up and watch this either.
Crazy.
You heard it here. You heard it here, everybody. Okay, so at least we have that bet locked in.
Well, Mike, you have 3 patches on right now for Deep Stacks University and Deep Stacks Live.
I think I have 2.
No,
you have 2 patches and a hat, and I don't even know.
2 sewn-in parts of your clothing in 1 patch. Technically.
Bro, this is Deep Stacks Live, and this is Deep Stacks Live, and
well, you're a poker coach now, Mike. You're coaching poker players,
teaching poker.
You're teaching poker. How have you found that experience, and what do you think you can help people? How do you think you can help people with their game?
Basically, I'm doing it for probably 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, it gets me out of the house from getting off that internet, which destroys my life. Internet poker is great; it's the greatest thing in the world. But it's just when I play it, it's just makes me depressed. So I'm better off not playing internet poker. So I have fun. I teach people poker. I curse at them. I yell at them. I throw chips at them. I just have a good time.
No.
Yeah, people play.
I know, I've seen this.
People pay money. People pay money. It's
like a lot of professors. They want to just get out of the house and teach so they can get away from internet poker, and then they throw books and pencils and whatnot at their students.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun, and we make it a really fun atmosphere. we basically, sit down and everything's hands-on training, and we teach them cash, shallow cash, deep stack cash, tournaments, beginning of tournaments, middle stages of tournaments, later stages of tournaments, and we all sit down and we spend like an hour and a half live, and we go over what you should be doing, how you should be playing hands, and understanding your players, reading your